See, some years ago when I had my first awakening, it was so easy to just abide in the truth. And then some years later, after I was going through very hard times, they were conditioning my mind. It was a very strict, tough time, and my mind was going through a lot of conditioning in this time. And after that, I have I don't know how to describe it. My mind was constantly searching. Even before I was trying to meditate, I intuitively felt that this that there was stress, and I was searching for an answer, and I knew from memory that meditation could end this misery. So I was trying to meditate, but when I was meditating, I was trying to do it right. So I was still seeking and searching in meditation, trying to do it right. And then I was looking for some answers, and I was watching videos of teachers and gurus. And I know a lot of people are doing it too right now, looking for the right way. And it was so hard for me to understand that how to get back into this easy state of being in which I don't have to do anything. It's just like my nervous system is relaxing and my mind is stopping. There's no ego left, and there's just this clear seeing that there's just one whole life and not separate beings. It was so clear, and then it just disappeared, and no matter how hard I was searching for it, it just did not reappear in my experience. In fact, it stressed me out even more. I was searching and trying to find some answers of people, very intelligent people who are trying to explain it very precisely, so that my ego has an idea of what non-duality feels like. Then I was trying to look very hard, like, is it this? Is it that? No, I feel tension. Alright, so that's not it. So what I know now is that there is no answer for the mind. The mind does not need an answer. In fact, there's a guru, he did not like this title, that goes by the name Yuji Krishnamurti, and he was very strict in the way he was teaching. He wasn't even teaching, he was just saying it as it is. The solution is the problem. That's what I remember. He said, the solution is the problem because the ego is searching, seeking for an answer. Assuming that there is an answer is the reason why it's searching. And it is only searching for its own end. It wants to end. Once the ego realizes that there is nothing to understand, nothing to get, nothing to grasp, it's just like this immediate, it's not a blissful moment, of course, it's just as it is. There's no need to search anything. So then I understood that the ego is not a thing, it is a process. Conditioning, but it's a process. It's a verb. It's constantly going on and going on, and it has to identify and serve. It has to have an identity in thoughts, and it needs to have a solution which it needs to pursue because it believes that there is happiness. Once it is attaining this goal, then it's completely enlightened. The ego wants to become fully enlightened, so it is projecting a goal into the future and it's pursuing it. There is the answer somewhere, and one day it will just click. But the thing is that there is nothing to attain, there is nothing to understand. That's the end of the ego. So the ego is a process. And once I understood this, everything came back. It's like, it was so obvious. The ego is a process, and therefore it cannot do nothing. So if you can practice non-doing, if you can practice doing nothing, the ego will slowly die. And it will slowly realize, or you, your true self, consciousness will slowly realize, I don't need to have a concept or a path or an answer or a God or an idea of who I am or an idea of what the world is in order to exist. So there is just pure being without this heavy load of who you think you are and the world is. And this results in a state of happiness, natural happiness. You, pure consciousness, without any ideas, without any goals, without any desires, with the understanding that there's nothing to understand, knowing that there's nothing to know, that knowledge is made up, is like pure, clear, fresh, crystal clear water. And when you find out that you are this crystal clear water, that's happiness. And then there's like this, there are seemingly some perks, but it's a little bit problematic to talk about it, because if the ego hears this, then it wants to attain this so it can benefit from this. But there are seemingly perks, because one thing is that there is this realization that things happen automatically. Like you are not living your life. Was always living itself. So you cannot do anything about it. It's just happening. I don't decide how I talk, how I'm formulating my words. Today it sounds like this. Yesterday it sounded different. So, but who's doing it? So it's just happening. There's just one whole life, one unitary movement of life that's happening constantly, continuously, without anyone in it. So there's nobody there, but there is still something seemingly. And when this is realized, this is another perk. And I know this from my own experience and from other people's experiences who have had the same realization, that somehow life is working for you. As long as you have an ego and you want to know everything yourself, you think you have everything figured out, you think you know it, you think you have everything under control, life seems to work against you. It's constantly you against the universe. And it's a struggle, it's a fight. It's a resistance. So once you give up, you see somehow life is working for you. It's like every day some kind of gift comes your way. But I cannot explain this. It's really just happening by itself. And you're not even asking for it. And it's easy. Like when the mind says now, but how? Or the mind wants to disagree. Doesn't matter. There's nothing to understand. Once you want to understand something, there's the assumption that there's a separate entity that could know something and have something under control. So it's you against the universe, which is impossible, but it's like a error. It's just life working against itself, which is why I think that's where adversary, the devil, it's like in biblical terms they would say that's like the devil, when life against life, No, but if you realize that you don't need to understand anything about today, about tomorrow, but life is just dancing for you, you trust it, you let yourself go, whereby you can just realize that there's nothing to let go, there's nobody there, there's nobody who needs to understand, then life is just happening. And that's what the seeker was looking for. There's nothing spiritual about it. It's just a life completely free of illusions. Completely free of illusions. Alright. So, yeah, that was it. So if you like this video, like it, leave a comment and subscribe, and have a great day.